overall feeling about this one, just the way it went?
Overall feeling is, you always feel good about a win, but you don't feel good about, for me, how we were inconsistent tonight with focus and transition in the first half, guarding the ball. And then they got some confidence shooting the ball, and then they started making shots. What I was, I wouldn't say excited or pleased with, but down the stretch, you could see when we need to execute and when guys are in their spots, we understand what we need to do. But in the meat of the game, it was just too many my bad situations in transition and just overall guarding the ball. And I think they had 36 points in the paint in the first half. That's not something that we want to be consistent in. But I do understand competitive edge of high-level players. I think there's I don't know what you call it, but when you see that many guys out, human nature, whatever you want to call it, sometimes you drop your guard, you drop your edge a little bit, and then they're, backup guys and a couple of their guys, one guy who started playing well, and that turned us on a bit. So I get that part, but as we're trying to build some synergy and rhythm, you just want to see more consistency like we did in OKC down the stretch and in the fourth quarter.
Coach, you look at Chris, we talked the last game about him shooting more. He said a career high from made three. Just how good was to see him.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I think he's in this mode of having his feet and hands ready now, as opposed to catching it and putting it down and attacking. If they're going to double team Kevin or play off of whomever, play off of him to guard against Kevin and Book, he's got to make those shots, and we know that Chris is capable.
Curious, a lot of minutes, Durant, a lot of minutes, Booker and Paul. I'm just taking that into consideration about tomorrow with those guys rest.
We won't make that assessment right now official at all, but we're going to get on the plane and talk to our guys and see what's best. It may make sense to play them a half. It may make sense to do something else. We're not quite sure. There's people that have acronyms by their name that I'm not qualified to have by my name that are a lot smarter than I am. And so I'll listen to all the information, and we'll have something in place by tomorrow.
Is that the goal today, though, to get those guys in the range that they finished at?
One of these games, yeah. We had to, get the capacity up for at least one game and see how guys respond. Like I said before, you can't hold on to that level of conditioning when you have a week off. You can try, but along with the conditioning, you got the emotion of the game, you got the competition emotion. There's a lot of things that you can't replicate in a practice. We'll do our best, but the bottom line is I think every team that has to wait a week is going to lose some conditioning, so we're going to be in the same position if you're in that spot where you know who you're going to play from Sunday to Saturday or Sunday to Sunday.
You mentioned the execution down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like you guys had success running plays and finding different reads out of it. What did you like about that?
I just think the ability to put guys in different spots and read the defense. First few times in the pick and roll, they were letting Chris go right, and then we just guessed that they weren't going to let him go right, so we flipped everybody, and everybody adjusted well. The guy that doesn't get enough credit for opening up those shots is D.A. I mean, he puts a lot of pressure on the rim. He's a big body. He can score around the basket, and he can make free throws. And he's also a guy that can play in the pocket and pass to a corner guy or a pull guy behind him. So a lot of things were in place down the stretch. Torrey had a shot in the corner that went in and out. We like guys taking those shots because we believe they can make them, but the spacing and execution has to be at a high level.
How'd you like the inside play between DeAndre versus DeAndre? It's almost like
I'd have to look at the film and see. D.A. only got 9 shots tonight, but he was pretty efficient. And his rebound total isn't where it typically is. D.A. can get 10 in his sleep. But that's not a matchup that I was really focused on. I don't think you do that in the game. I have to look at the film and answer that better.
Back to Chris for a second. He has talked about playing off the ball, catch and shoot more, and tonight especially, he didn't really touch the ball much in the half-court offense, it didn't seem like, until halfway through the fourth quarter. And he has back-to-back 20-point games for the first time, in months. You're seeing him adjust to the offense?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's been doing it most of the year. I mean, if you think about earlier this year when Book was out, McHale had the ball and down the stretch. The game in San Antonio, we put McHale in sideline pick and roll. Chris has adjusted. I don't know who's done it the most. I think everybody has, even Book. With Kevin coming, Book, KD has the ball, and Book finds himself in a corner. That's something that I think we all have to do, but in respect to a guy that's always had the ball in his hands like Chris Paul, that's a huge adjustment, especially bringing the ball down the floor. And with the ball, you see the defense set. Now he's on a wing. It's probably a different perspective for him.
Coach, looking at Durant.
I got a flight.
Looking at Durant struggling with the ball, are you concerned at all at this point?
Nah. I think there's guys that, in this league that you would be concerned, not Book. He puts a lot of work into his game, and, if he has games like this, I just don't concern myself with it. I know and the thing about Book is he can find other ways to be effective. He's not just a guy that has to jack up threes or jump shots. He can get to the basket, he can facilitate, and that's how you become effective when your shot's not going.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Chris, what was your takeaway of just how the game went overall for you guys?
Weird game, sort of up and down. We still trying to find a rhythm. They went on a run. We still finding sets, and I think every game we play with us is still a learning experience.
You've had some career high moments, but you hit 7 threes, which was a career high of made threes in a game. What's your thoughts on setting that mark?
Should have made more. You know what I mean? Just trying to take them shots, and that's why these games important. It's a new way. Like I said, I ain't never really played with guys that's getting doubled like this, so I think it's not just wait to the playoffs and, find that rhythm. You need to use these games to do that.
With the execution down the stretch, how do you feel about getting those open shots and, Chris getting one, and Kevin getting one, you getting one? How do you like the ball?
It was good. The ball finds energy, and I think we got a lot of selfless guys on our team who play the right way. And so every night, if we do what we're supposed to do defensively, move the ball, play .5 basketball, which is our son's identity, we should get those quality shots every night.
Chris, whether it was tonight or Sunday, what does it do for the late offense when you guys put Kevin in that weak side corner and make the defenses choose?
Then it just comes down to me making the right read, and so it's a good problem to have, DA on the rim, Book up top, me, Mitty. We got so many different options. I think it's just going to change from night to night, and just got to make the right reads.
Where do you think you guys are overall as team chemistry right now? With 2 games left, and you think you're going to be having to play those 2 games to continue getting more chemistry?
We're going to see. We can always get better. I think for us, we set such a high bar for ourselves. We expect so much from ourselves. So when we have those lulls, regardless if it's our first game together, second game together, we just we expect greatness from each other. And so we just got to keep getting better.
Monty talks a lot about you having to make more adjustments than just about anybody else with the way this season has played out. Do you feel that way, that you've had to adjust your game and your style?
Somewhat, but I've always credited myself in being adaptive and understanding that I can play anyway. If it calls for me to assist, defend, shoot, whatever it is. And so it's a lot of stuff going on in the game. You got Book out there, you got DA, you got KD, and picking your spots. But that's why we do this.
We're not used to seeing you with just 2 assists. is that the point of like doing whatever is necessary to win the game?
Yeah, I ain't used to it, you know. But it's one of those things where you know, guys keep telling me to shoot, and I just said, all right, you know, and it is weird, but whatever it takes, if that means scoring, if that means assisting, you know, then got to shoot to keep them honest.
No, I mean, it's a lot. We played a couple teams that wasn't full strength. I don't make too much of it. It's a whole new season about to start, so you know what we're doing right now. It's cool for record-wise, but we want to keep building good habits and stay healthy. That's the only thing that's important to me.
Yeah, we talked about how you and Devin wanting Chris to shoot the ball, and he hit a career high 7 threes tonight. How important is that for him to stay aggressive?
It's very important. You just need CP to read the game like he always been reading it, you know, since he was in college, high school, you know. So whatever the game tells him to do, he's going to go out there and do it. Tonight, make 7 threes, only 2 assists. We get so used to him getting, you know, close to double-digit assists every game. But it's good that when you're unpredictable and you can switch attacks as a player. So we're going to need that going forward, man. So I'm glad he's getting confidence to just catch and shoot, knock down them shots, and be aggressive to score.
Chris called this a weird game. Did you feel like it was a weird game, too? Like it's just a strange ebb and flow?
Not really. I ain't gonna say that. I just think that obviously without them playing their starting 5, you know, and we wanted to try to get something out of it. It was we wasn't expecting to be in the fourth quarter game, but I'm glad we was able to get some fourth quarter minutes and get some reps up. But you didn't know who they were gonna play before the game. I guess that was confusing.
Getting that Minnesota 41, that's something you wanted to do before the postseason, right?
Yeah, most definitely. I felt good always, but it's always good to log in some late game minutes. 40 is something, and 40 is a number I love. You know, I like hovering around that number. But yeah, coach told us before the game that he was going to try to get us some reps in, so it was good. We was able to play a late game and, you know, have to make some meaningful plays down in the fourth. So it's good for us.
Monty talked about how hard it can be with the break, the week between the last game of the regular season and the playoffs. Is there anything you can do to try to keep the conditioning and kind of run in, or do you just take it?
I mean, everybody gonna have a little break. I guess except for the play-in teams, but majority of us in the playoffs gonna have a little break. I guess is getting some practice days in, keeping everything tight and warm, and you know, go from there. We'll see what happens from there, but I don't think that week off would do much.
How do you feel about this shit in the offense, even though he's talking about getting reps and, you know, Chris playing more off the ball tonight? So how do you feel in that way, even though you've been doing it, but you included tonight?
Yeah, I'm down to do whatever. I'm comfortable in any position out on the floor. I feel like I've initiated offense, I've set screens, I've spaced out, I've been an ISO player, I've been an off-ball player. So I've been in the league for so long, I've been prepared for any situation. So whatever coach needs me to do, I'm out there trying to do it the best that I can and help the team out as much as I can.
Kevin, what is your relationship like with Peyton Watson, and what do you see in Denver's rookie?
Met Peyton during the pandemic as he was going into UCLA. You know, just got in the gym with him, got some reps in, got some work in. Just like the type of dude he is, man, and we just built a friendship since there. We always connecting and talking about little stuff around the game and about life in general. So I'm rooting for him, and he has a bright future, man. I think he just needs to play more, and in order for him to get comfortable with the NBA game. But he's a student. He wants to get better. He loves to play, so he has everything right now. It's a good start for him right now.
How often would you say you guys are connecting?
A couple times a month. You know, it's random times. You know, always checking in, seeing how each other doing. Just love his demeanor, love what he brings to the game, and his enthusiasm for the game. I'm excited to see his growth.
Going forward, how do you think the team's chemistry is at this point? Do you think it's going to require you to play 40 minutes the next 2 games to get more chemistry with the team?
I don't know. I think chemistry can be, you know, you don't necessarily have to be on the court to build chemistry all the time. I think just the fellowship in the locker room, the camaraderie on the team playing on the bus, all that stuff matters. It factors into having a good culture around your team. I think it's a family atmosphere. So when you step in here, you know, chemistry is not really a problem. You know, when you communicate and everything, when, you know, guys police themselves, hold themselves accountable, I think all that stuff makes up for, I guess, a lack of time spent together.
Sorry, Ken. Last two. So tonight you guys play Denver, who you might face if lucky in the second round of the playoffs, and then the next two games are against the Clippers and Lakers, who you could face in the first round. How much of the last weekend is not showing your hand, not giving these guys anything to prep for?
We done played 80-some games. We done logged in there 1,000 minutes of film. Like, if you're a playoff coach and you don't know how we coming as a team, you're not prepared for how we coming as a team, then I don't think you should have that job, you know. We got so much info and data on who we are as individuals and who we are as a team. So there's no hiding anything at this point. You may draw up a couple new plays that may throw them off, you know, before the playoffs. But even after game one, you're gonna get figured out, you know. So it really comes down to who wants it the most, and just flat out who's a better team. So. There's not too much scheming and strategy involved around this time, I guess.
Earlier in the week, we asked you about the gap in play. LeBron, I'm guessing you would like to play tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, but who knows what'll happen? Who knows what the schedule is? But yeah, we'll see.
Just follow up on that. Like, you've always been one with the medical staff, right? And those kinds of taking those conversations seriously.
Yeah, it's always about conversations. We haven't had one yet. I'm just guessing. I mean, we got a back-to-back. It's 2 games left, but then we clinch the spot we in. Yeah, so I guess I'm just guessing, like, you know. But I haven't had a conversation yet. I'm prepared for anything, whatever the training staff and coaching staff need me to do, I'm willing to do.
Thanks, Gabby.